What's going on, YouTube? It's Drano's back at it again, bringing you another episode in the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty here on NCAA 14. I do appreciate the support that I've been getting here recently. It's definitely gone a lot better than what I was expecting, considering that, still relatively new as far as the channel, but, I'm not going to let that kind of take away from me putting out great stuff out for you guys. So, like I said, I appreciate all the support that you guys have been showing here recently after I've been posting the NCAA 14 videos. I'll still post Madden here as well. It's just I've noticed that, excuse me, that NCAA has been doing a lot better here recently on my channel. So it sounds like you guys responded pretty well to the gameplays and all the different things that I've been putting out regarding NCAA. So with that being said, just showing you guys a little bit of my recruiting. I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit. I did have my first visit here. I want to say in the next week or two, I do have my first official visit for one. I think he's like a linebacker or something along those lines. But more into details whenever that comes up. But as you guys can see, as the latest polls come out, we are ranked 15th in the top 25, which, in my opinion, I think that's a little bit low. I feel like we are still underrated, considering that we're just coming off a beating #1 Clemson, as well as playing mainly all top 25 competition, if I'm not mistaken. So as you guys can see there, Kirk Herbstreit is picking Notre Dame, which is who we're actually taking on this week. We are traveling to South Bend, taking on the #1 passing offense, if I'm not mistaken, led by Ian Book, who has definitely been lighting it up. But as you guys can see, our defense is more than ready to play here, as all of our top 3 players, Quarterman, Garvin, and Bandy, are all on a hot streak. So we're definitely ready to go ahead and face this Notre Dame offense. To me, especially after coming off the last week's game against Clemson, I feel like, we've got a confident bunch here. But like I said, as you guys see there, as far as pass offense, they are ranked #1. However, I'm more than confident that we do have the defensive backs led by Trajan Bandy, who can lead the way and hopefully lead us to a victory. But as you guys see, we are actually in South Bend. We travel to Notre Dame, so obviously, a tough place to play. And so Notre Dame is actually going to go ahead and receive the ball first. But as you guys can see, Ian Book, their quarterback, coming off a pretty good performance the week before, as he almost throws an interception on his first pass of the game there, actually. But Ian Book, I believe he had almost 9-10 touchdowns or something along those lines. So definitely not an offense you want to sleep on. If I'm not mistaken, I do recall playing against Ian Book a couple years ago whenever Notre Dame came down to Miami and got the brakes beat off of them. It was pretty bad. I think that was when Ian Book was a freshman, and he actually, I believe it was Trajan Bandy who actually who picked him off and took it back to the house for 6. So definitely, I feel like Ian Book might get some goosebumps from that previous experience, obviously, especially when he was a freshman. But, a couple years later, and I believe he is a junior, and I believe he actually announced fairly recently that he was going to come back for his senior year, if I'm not mistaken. So, interesting to see. But, as you guys see there, we're able to go ahead and hold him to 3 and get the ball back. But we call a mid-screen that gets blown up. But fortunately, we're able to go ahead and hit Mark Pope in the seam. And be able to go ahead and pick up that first down. And then as you guys can see here, just the other element that Tate Martell is able to provide is that mobility, man. Like I said, no shot to the other quarterbacks that we have, but, they're not able to do what Tate Martell does on the ground. And then as soon as I say that, we try to go ahead and drop back and pass, and actually that's a defensive end that actually picks that off. So, not exactly sure what happened there. I could have swore that I believe I was going for the running back on that little angle route play, and I didn't see that defensive lineman drop back into coverage. So as you guys can see here, 3rd and 10. I try to send pressure, but Ian Book stays composed and is able to go ahead and hit Young over the middle, and for a big gain here. So 1st and 10 in our territory. Passes it to, I'm not sure who the receiver is, and initially it does get called incomplete, but for whatever reason, and you guys will see here in a second, the booth decides to review it. So I'm thinking, like, there's no way that he caught this ball, and you can even look in this replay that his left foot actually hits the out of bounds boundary, but for whatever reason, they do reverse the call and call it a completion. So and as you guys can see, I kind of decided to slow it down and give you guys another angle here in just a second, just so you guys could see. Not sure in what world this is a complete pass, but we're just gonna have to fight. So as you guys can see later on in the drive, a couple plays later, we're gonna go ahead and get Carter, and he's actually able to go ahead and pick off Ian Book in the end zone. So in this case, no harm, no foul. I mean, ball don't lie. So we're able to go ahead and get the ball back and see if we can get our offense to get something going here. Kind of stale coming out, but got to give credit to the Notre Dame defense for making a play and forcing a turnover. But as you guys can see there, Tate Martell again just using that mobility. I'm starting to notice here recently, Tate Martell in the last couple games has popped off a couple big runs. So you might be looking at a Johnny Manziel 2.0. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully, as far as on the field, that would be great, but as far as off the field, I hope not. But anyways, so like I said, using Martell's mobility has been crucial and just been a nice added element to this offense. But they do force us into a 3-and-out, forces us to go ahead and kick a field goal with Bubba Baxa, and it's 3-all here, and then Notre Dame on their next possession, they had to go ahead and decide to use Ian Book's mobility, which shockingly, I knew he could move a little bit, but not like that. So again, they go ahead and call a read option, and Ian Book calls his own number and actually gets his own 30-yard run. Looks like Ian Book trying to do his best Tate Martell impersonation here. So 3rd and 7 later in the drive, Book goes ahead and hits Book hits one of his receivers on the slant route for a first down here. Actually beats the press. So we're going to go ahead and mix it up, come out in the zone and send the spy here, but Book's still able to make something happen here. I kind of found myself in this game going to zone a little bit more than usual. I know I'm a predominantly man team. Probably should have gone zone there because we just get absolutely toasted by McKinley there, who I believe he was manned up on a linebacker, maybe not. And he's actually able to go ahead and give Notre Dame the lead. So, 10-3, still a lot of ball game left, but, our offense definitely has to go ahead and get in rhythm and get going, because the last thing you want to do is get behind too far. Otherwise, it can get kind of ugly. So, anyways, 3rd and 2. Going to go ahead and take off on the read option with Tate Martell again. And like I said before, man, just this added dimension that Tate Martell adds. He's able to go ahead and pop off another 30-yard run. So I want to say to this point, he has 5 carries for like 60-something yards. So he's by far the leading rusher on the team right now. So, if you would have told me that Tate Martell was going to be the leading rusher in this dynasty, I would have kind of looked at you sideways or looked at you crazy. As you guys can see there, we're able to go ahead and run the read option again and go ahead and get in for 6 with Tate Martell. So one thing that I'm noticing with Notre Dame, similar to with Clemson the week before, is that the defense is struggling to stop the read option game. So, obviously I'm going to go to that, have it in my back pocket when I really need it. So, and that's just something that, I like I said, I wasn't quite expecting that coming into the year to call read option that much, especially since we're running kind of more of an air raid spread offense where we're just kind of throwing the ball around the lot. But anytime we can get a running game going with our quarterback, we'll take it. But as you guys can see there, we do take a sack, 3rd and long. I'm not sure where to go at first, but then initially, then I do see Mark Pope actually come wide open down the seam, and we're able to go ahead and hit him in stride. Thought maybe he had a chance to run for a touchdown, but the defender caught up, and I tried to make a move there, see if I could juke him to go get into the end zone. But still nonetheless a big play. But Notre Dame goes ahead and gets a sack. Tried to hit Brevin Jordan over the middle, but he was draped in coverage by Osmar Balil or something like that. I'm not sure what his name is. But as you guys can see, that does force a 3-and-out. You could look at the stats, actually. Ian Book has basically been the do-it-all guy for the Notre Dame offense, whether it be running the ball or passing the ball. He's basically been the only thing that they've had really going on offense. Their running game, besides Book, as far as their running backs, haven't really been producing that much. So, they're definitely going to have to make some adjustments if they want to have a chance to win in this game. But anyways, 13-10, feeling good. And then as soon as I say that, Armstrong, who is actually the running back for Notre Dame, just goes wild and breaks a couple tackles, almost takes us to the house. So 13 seconds left. At the very most, I want to give up his 3, if not at least get a turnover if possible. But 11 seconds left, 1st and 10. He's going to go. Book's able to go ahead and hit a corner route in very, very tight coverage to Chris Fink or something like that. I'm not sure who that is. So I want to say for the first time in this dynasty, Miami is down at half. So going to go ahead and have to make some adjustments. Like I said, the Notre Dame offense, primarily a passing offense, and they're number 1 for a reason, and they clearly showed it on that drive right before half. Able to go ahead and hit Thomas, kind of sneaking in past that cover 2, but he gets absolutely blown up by this. I believe it was a safety, and unfortunately he does fumble. So, offense not able to get anything going, especially getting the ball back at half. Can't afford to waste possessions like that. But our defense does stand tall and is able to force a 3 and out. Initially, I thought they were in field goal range whenever they got the ball, but I guess Notre Dame just didn't feel confident in the kicker. So we're able to go ahead, get the ball back. Obviously start the run game with Martell, of course, and then he's able to go ahead and throw it down to the sidelines to, I believe it was Harley. Yes, Mike Harley. So this possession is crucial because we lost an extra possession from whenever we got the ball at half. So. Got to make up for it, but I'm fairly confident that we're going to be able to do so. Going to go ahead and, again, another very, very tight window, throwing the ball to Mike Harley. But, Tate Martell showing off that arm strength and being able to get that ball and kind of zip it in there. Able to go ahead and hit Lorenzo Lingard out of the backfield for another 1st down here. So I want to say we are in the red zone now, so we're going to go ahead. Call the read option again, our most reliable play, and really one of the only things that has been working up to this point, and we're able to go ahead and get another 1st down, and from there, just going to go ahead, why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Again, Tate Martell, I want to say that's his 2nd or maybe even 3rd rushing touchdown. I'm not quite sure up to this point. We decided to go ahead and go for 2. Notre Dame actually plays the read option there, but, thankfully we do have a reliable running back in DJ Dallas, and he's able to go ahead and take it in for the 2-point conversion. So definitely a big momentum change, especially considering being down at half and now to be up 21-17 late in the 3rd. Nesta Jade Silvera is actually able to go ahead and take down Book for a loss there. Try to see if they can get something going with the screen to the running back, but we're all over it. So, heck of a response by our defense, especially, coming out after we get that score. And as you guys can see, Ian Book has definitely been a different quarterback to this point. I think it said he's threw for -4 yards. So definitely some big adjustments made on defense. We decided to just go ahead and go strictly man. And then whenever we needed to send pressure, we went ahead and did so. And then from here, once we got the ball back, I knew that, if we were able to go ahead and get another touchdown here and use up a little bit of clock, then, we were able to go ahead and pull away. We're going to go ahead and pull away with the W from South Bend. Again, another tough play, tough place to play. As you guys noticed at the beginning of the game, the crowd noise was affecting Tate Martell in the sense that, it was making it difficult to see all the different, icons for the receivers. I completely forgot that was a thing in NCAA. So interesting to see that. But as you guys can see here, going to go ahead, read option, our money play. And again, Tate Martell with another rushing touchdown. It wouldn't surprise me if after this game that Tate Martell led the team in rushing touchdowns up to this point. It's just crazy how much of a difference he's made on the offense. So we definitely have Notre Dame here on the ropes, but they're looking to respond, move the ball downfield. Throughout the game, they were calling a lot of no huddle, which no huddle can be good in the sense that you're able to push up the tempo, get a lot of plays in. However, the downside to calling it is that if you don't pick up first downs consistently, then it forces you to have quick possessions, and then allows your opponent to get the ball back rather quickly, and then that's going to make your defense tired. But as you guys can see, Book, he able to go ahead and convert on a 4th down. I don't see what happened on that pass there. I could have sworn that I believe it was his tight end was going to go ahead and catch that. But nonetheless, we're able to go ahead and cause a 4th and goal, and we're able to go ahead and get a stop. Pinckney, our best, one of our best playmakers on defense, able to go ahead and hold the door at the goal line and able to shut out Notre Dame from getting that touchdown that might have put them back in the game. So at this point, you guys can see here, unfortunately, DJ Dallas did get hurt. Being that it is a 2-possession game, I didn't see any sense in trying to keep him in there. So I felt like Lorenzo Lingard could have taken over nicely for the last quarter. And as you guys can see, we're able to go ahead and hit a mid-screen to Jeff Thomas, which, man, it's nice to finally see Jeff Thomas make a big play. I mean, he's our fastest wide receiver. Has struggled up to this point to really get any separation on some of the better DBs in college football. So we figured another way to get the ball in his hands is just to call a little mid screen, and it actually worked. And that's a play that you don't really see very often in football games such as Madden anymore. I don't know why. I felt like those type of plays could develop really, really nicely, as you guys can see there. But nonetheless, we're up 35-17. We're sitting pretty. We're in a very, very good position. We just got to go ahead and just get one more stop here, and we're gonna win this game convincingly against Notre Dame. So proving a lot of the media, the national media, and also broadcasters, proving them wrong. A lot of them were expecting Notre Dame to win this game, but I don't blame them. I mean, they were the number 3 team in the country at this point. And some of them might have thought that maybe that Clemson win was a little fluky, considering that it came down to the last second. But we were able to go ahead and back it up and not have a kind of a setback. As far as overlooking Notre Dame. As you guys can see here, Tate Martell, pretty efficient throwing the ball, almost 300 yards. He did run on the ground for almost 150 and 3 touchdowns. So. Definitely kind of a do-it-all quarterback for Tate Martell. So I would say this would probably be his coming-out party in this case. So, he's further solidified his position as a starting quarterback. So, with that being said, guys, if you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Still trying to at least hit one video where I get 10 likes. I'd greatly appreciate you if you guys could do that. That would mean the world to me, even though it's only 10 likes. But still, we're growing. We're growing this thing, slowly but surely. And if you guys are looking forward to more videos in the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty series, please go ahead and consider hitting the sub button and hitting post notifications so you know when it is that I post. Planning on posting consistently, as you guys can see here. I've been posting over the last couple days. And then lastly, as you guys see, we're heading into the bye week, and then I believe we do start conference play going into the week after the bye. So again, guys, thank you guys for coming by and watching the video. Appreciate the support. And until the next one, this is Dre Knows, and I'm signing out. Peace.